Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Burnrate Baristas. Today we're talking Q4 prep. I'm Sahand,
I'm Cate.
and we're joined by.
John.
Why don't you just do a quick introduction of your background? What's your relationship to Terra Cafe and your professional background and experience?
Yeah, sounds good. So I've been working with these two since 2018. So I've been working with Terra Cafe since we placed our first dollar of spend on Meta. Pretty cool. And
First
we just
dollar,
met,
first penny.
first dollar, first penny.
Yeah.
And we met with our Meta rep an hour ago. So full circle moment.
Yeah.
TLDR on.
For the record, the first spend we ever put out there on ads, John came to me and was like, all right, so for this week, we want to put $50 in ads.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, can we make it 25?
Wow.
Yeah, we're negotiating pennies. Yeah. You can actually look at our weekly marketing tracker. You can see
All the way
$50, $75,
Yeah.
$100.
Yeah.
And we were only trying to sell 150 units. So.
Yep. Yeah. For the year.
For the year. Yeah. But background on me, I started my career in market research. So data is kind of through and through everything that I do now. We processed a lot of transactional receipt data at a company called the NPD Group, which is now Circana. They're the leader in transactional data for Fortune 100 and 500 companies. Pretty cool. Maybe we'll buy their data one day when we sell in Bloomingdale's and Nordstrom's. That'd be pretty cool. Then after that, I went agency side, DDB, big agency, worked in the healthcare group, started off in data analytics, and pretty much just crunching spreadsheets, trying to find opportunities for optimization and efficiency. I worked on big clients like AstraZeneca, Novartis, Celgene, did that for a couple years. And then I was like, I want to talk to people. So then they moved me client side. I got to go into offices. That was really cool. Then I was reporting underneath the partner, and I was like, you know what? I feel like I've hit my learning cap. I'm ready to kind of spread my wings and try to do this myself. So
Launched your own thing then.
I know. Say again.
And then after that, you launched your own.
And then I launched my own thing. Yeah, Hell's Creative, a performance marketing agency back in 2016, 17.
Wow.
I felt like at the time we were one of the only pure players in Facebook ads and Google ads. So that was really cool. We had an office on Madison Avenue in Nomad, not far from here. Worked with 65 brands across technology and hospitality. Built a whole small team. It was fun, stressful, late nights. Ergo business.
So we worked together for a very long time.
Yeah.
On a personal note, I've seen you kind of go through getting married, now
Yeah.
having beautiful daughters. So we've been working through a lot of life milestones while also working through a lot of business milestones
Yeah.
together. One thing you'll very quickly learn about John is he has the most ridiculously I'm trying to think about the right, categorically positive disposition of anybody I know. So we are definitely very yin and yang in a lot of ways. I'm playing the role of chief anxiety officer. Meanwhile, John's always coming in with the positivity glass half fullisms.
Yep.
But yeah, we make a good duo. And we started the company very early on. But today, what we want to talk about, which we figured you're the perfect person to have here for this, is Q4 prep. So I'm going to start this off with, why is Q4 so important for e-commerce brands? Just at a very high level, why is it so important? Why does people kind of put so much prep time into it? What does it mean for companies that are in this space?
Yeah, cool. And I'll kind of attack it from maybe two angles. One is the prior agency experience, and then two, consumer side now with what we do. Why is Q4 so important? Because most brands do 40 to 60% of their revenue this time of year. So in terms of weight of seasonality, it's this is our Super Bowl.
Yep.
So, if we don't plan appropriately, if we don't have targets, what are we shooting at?
Yeah.
So, a lot of businesses, be it if they're bootstrapped or they have capital behind them, they need to hit target. And, if you don't have clear milestones and KPIs, this time of year can be really difficult. So this is essentially when we make up a lot of the business. So it's incredibly important for business.
And what does that look like from both a timelining and process standpoint?
Yeah.
So what does that look like from when do you start the preparation? And then what do the different stages look like in terms of making sure that you're as well positioned as possible to have a successful Q4?
Yeah, I think the ideal planning time is probably a quarter out.
Yeah.
And that's everything from asset planning, what are we saying, what are we shooting, how much money are we spending, what are the targets. But we operate pretty agilely, right? We set plans a quarter out, but we check in daily on numbers, and I think that's really important to have. That's probably another question that we could ask, but daily touch points with your team. But yeah, quarterly for milestone planning, and then monthly adjustments based on what you see in real time.
And what are you seeing right now in terms of changes, whether that's platforms, technologies, or what have you? Does this Q4 in 2025 look different than past Q4 preps?
Yeah, I think it's really funny because every year we're like Black Friday can never get any bigger, and it somehow does. And I'm so curious about that fact. But I think that there's a couple like consumer pressures, macro, that are interesting to talk about. Like when we think about number of homes being bought is down, consumer discretionary spend is down. We're obviously in a different political landscape. So we don't have an election cycle this year, so that'll look a bit different. Right. But everything that we talked about with our platform reps is that share of wallet's gone down, average basket size has gone down, yet we've actually seen okay velocity. I'm not going to say exact numbers because cut, no exact numbers. But although share of wallet has decreased, what does that meant for brands? Brands have pulled back a lot more this year, and obviously the tariffs. Yeah, the tariffs
pulled back on spenders, pulled back on growth. Like, is the nominal dollars going down?
Good question. Pull back on growth. So I think there's been a lot of reforecasting this year. Yeah. So I think that, and this is something that we do often too, is
look how we're pacing for the year.
Look how we're pacing for the year, plan to actual, and readjust. So I think this has been a recalibration year, where rather than like top line growth, is bottom line growth. So
prioritizing profitability over revenue.
Correct. Yeah. Yeah. And I think that's been like a macro trend that has been across category.
So in what you've seen in the last few years, how has the ubiquity of AI changed how you plan, how you spend, how people consume?
Interesting question. Yeah. I mean, so it's still really, really elementary. And I think that a lot of platforms like, to your earlier questions on like where are people still spending their dollars, it's still predominantly paid social, paid search. So Meta and Google are still the lion's share of spend. If we were doing more in retail, that's a different conversation, but like retail media, like delivery, Uber Eats, Instacart, like those marketplaces go up, have really expanded in share of spend for brands. But how it's changed for us, we now like consolidate our number of campaigns. A few years ago, we had a really, even into last year, really robust funnel where we had like multiple steps of our top of funnel, multiple steps of our middle of funnel, multiple steps of our bottom of funnel. Meta and Google have rolled out, programmatic campaign types that essentially say, give us your creative, give us your language, and we're going to figure out how to distribute it. So we're kind of, I would say, like in the early to middle part of that journey where we still require a lot of manual control over what we're doing, but I mean, they're rolling out new features all the time. Advantage Plus, Performance Max, Demand Gen has gotten so many more improvements. Ultimately, probably in 2 or 3 years from now, it's going to look a lot different in terms of how we place buying. It might be like what we do with storefronts, with Plug Black Crow.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, you can actually speak to some of the AI tools. That
yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of them that are getting layered into our marketing tech stack.
Wonderful. So like how we use Black Crow, which has been a close partner for a few years, they have a tool that allows us to create individualized landing pages on an ad level. So, and they have AI that pipes into the back end that generates a persona, it customizes all of the copy on the landing page. So what used to take us...
Can you tell the story of the accelerator?
Oh my God, yes. Oh my gosh. Okay, so let's go story time. Story time.
Take us back, John.
Take us back. 2019, 2018, we were in an accelerator program, XRC. One of the leadership people there was like, you need to be doing landing pages. You need to be doing landing pages. Granted, we had a WooCommerce site with like 3 pages on WordPress.
WooCommerce.
WooCommerce, sorry.
Do not recommend.
Do not recommend. Pure Shopify through and through. So it took us about a week to build 3 very basic landing pages that were like, oh my goodness, between
there were tools, they're so rudimentary.
They were so rudimentary. So we had it, and they only really worked on desktop. So they only really worked on desktop.
Our traffic was like 75%.
75 people per day. So I mean, that took us like a week, and that was like 7 years ago. Now it'll take minutes to create a personalized page to one ad.
Wow.
So, and a lot of, imagine that's time savings from 1 week to 5 minutes. And that's been like the last 2 years. So I think that process of developing creative and assets for marketing will only accelerate. And look, we've done a lot of testing, manual against automated AI. Manual for us this year has still won out most times, but our percentage of spend will likely go more into performance management. I need to see over time.
Yeah, I just thought it was crazy because you were walking me through that tool, so the AI automated landing page builder, and it was to like specific to the extent that it was literally saying like the sentiment you're trying to go for. So it not only mapped out the USPs of the product, are you trying to say the differentiation from pod-based machines, or you're trying to focus on the technology or the design or the feature. It was like really going into the sentiment you're trying to evoke, and then giving you multiple variants within 1 click, 2 clicks to basically see, okay, here are all the assets we've found for the business, or I don't know if we've uploaded those assets, or it's like, I don't.
Both.
Both.
Yeah.
Okay.
Both. So it crawls our meta ad library. We also can upload.
My only context was a very, very manual process of building out landing pages and seeing that tool and what it's capable of doing. Again, another plug to Black Crow, but amazing tool.
Yeah.
All right, I have one more question. Do you have any advice for brands? I think a lot of brands, obviously, for a long time have focused on SEO. What would be your advice for brands who are just now starting to think about how to optimize for LLMs?
Interesting question. I mean, it's the same thing. We're really on like the precipice of this. I think that what we've seen so far, and so much has changed between January to now it's October.
Yeah.
What we know for sure indexes or goes into LLMs like Perplexity, Gemini, ChatGPT are retail listings.
Okay.
So Amazon.com, Bloomingdale's, Nordstrom's, those have high domain authority. Those websites have been around for a long time. Press is really important as well. So again, websites that have a long domain authority or history that have been in Google for a lot of time. ChatGPT has a source crawler that will go and find those pages and then ranks them. So that's one part. It's like, let's call that the earned component of what we do. Then there's also the owned component of our website. So still posting blog posts is really important. We still do that. And we've done that historically over the last 7 years. Our cadence is much different, but we still create custom content based on words like high-end espresso machine, white espresso machine that feed into the Google system. From our conversations with Google reps, the other part is like investing in paid is still a really important part as well. That increases our traffic, that increases the number of people that go to our site, and increases our reputation with Google. So it's really the complement of the media mix of earn, paid, and own that does go into LLMs. There are some more technical things like sitemap work that you can do, or like JSON work that you can do to like show your structured data in, let's say, ChatGPT. That's a bit more specific, but there are starting to be like actionable things that we can do as a brand, or that people can do as a brand to start to show up more, especially because ChatGPT has the integration with Shopify that's going to get released in 2026. So there's going to be a lot more work that we're probably going to have to do as well.
Yeah.
All right. I got one last question as a springboard off of Kate's question. Yep. It's going to be a controversial one.
Oh, let's go.
What's a hot seat without at least one hot question?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So talking through all the AI tools and all the automations that are happening and how everything is getting facilitated, maybe not your job specifically, but your industry and profession broadly speaking, do you see it becoming obsolete in 3, 5, 10 years time, where brand operators wouldn't necessarily need to be hiring someone with your specialties because there is so much by way of available tools with AI that automate out, dare I say, a lot of what you do, that they wouldn't necessarily need to be retaining your services or people like you?
That's such a good question, and I love this question.
Okay.
Yeah, I love this question. So I think my thesis of where this will go, and again, this could totally change, is that marketing departments will get smaller. They're not going to get larger. I think that you will have conductors that work within organizations to push buttons on AI and work with AI. So I view AI as ultimately complementary and not supplementary. So I still think you will have performance marketers or marketers that can work with systems like Black Crow, Nostra AI, Plug, Google, and Meta. Although the campaign build process will be drastically simplified, you will still need the human intervention to look and understand and read the data.
Did you say the marketing teams are going to grow?
No, shrink.
Shrink. Oh, yeah,
I think across the board, they have to shrink. So I think like big companies, like let's say PepsiCo, right? Yeah. They have a brand.
Did we just both think of the same big brand at the same time?
It's a Virginia thing.
We hate Coke in Virginia.
Yeah.
Come at us, Atlanta. Yeah. Where are they based out of?
Coke's in Atlanta. Pepsi's in White Plains. But like take a brand like Starry. That's literally just a rebrand of Mellow Yellow. It's literally the exact same product. Let's say their brand team is like 50 people. They don't need 50 people in 5 years' time. They might need 2 to 5 people. They can work with AI to still push out brand campaigns, work with agency partners. So I see it as
just have a lot greater leverage with one person.
Correct. Yeah. So I think that you'll see the era of like the true Swiss Army knife, less of like the the horizontal versus a T-shaped marketer.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a lot more horizontal, a lot less T-shaped. So
Okay.
rather than depth in one vertical, it's going to be like horizontal expertise.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Not inch deep, mile wide, but something of the sort versus
Yeah.
inch wide, mile deep.
So I think in terms of like the gamifying of Google ads and meta ads, that will be gone. Like in terms of like people on YouTube creating courses around like, let me show you how to scale your Facebook ad account. That will be largely gone because guess what's going to give you the recommendations? It's going to be the platform AI.
Yeah.
So you're going to have people that work with the systems that can still optimize those channels.
All right. I lied. I have one more hot
Let's go.
question. We were just talking about creative earlier. None of these are prep, by the way. So we were talking earlier about creative, and we were talking about how important creative is for ad spend and ad performance. Right now, a hot button issue with a lot of the Sora, Midjourney, different AI tools for creating visuals is the concept of AI slop. So what's your take? AI slop or AI gold? What do you think the creative that we're seeing output from these tools? Do you think is it sloppy?
I'll say it's slop. I think it is slop now.
It's slop right now.
It is slop right now. But I think that there are brands that are running stuff on TV that are using slop, and it might be working well. I don't know. We don't have access to that data, but I think it is slop that will over time get into better soup. So I think it's the same as we're talking about LLMs. I think we're so in the early stages of this, technology.
So would you recommend brand operators, especially on the earlier stage, would you recommend they use those AI tools for like visual asset creation?
No, I don't think so. I think there are fundamental things about branding and design that are really important for owners or operators to understand, to get down your basic semantics of like, this is my brand, this is what it should say and look like, which over time we've done really well with that. We have strong brand guidelines and design rules that we still use from the last 6 or 7 years.
Yeah.
I think where AI can immediately support is in the versioning process. So we call it regular ads, right? If you have an ad that needs a headline swap or a background change, AI can certainly help facilitate the editing, but it shouldn't be the crux of your creative idea.
The reason he's saying regular weirdly is because our company font is regular.
Yep.
So that's why they're the regular ads.
Yeah, regular ads. So yeah, no, I think it's largely slop, but I think that operators or marketers should start first really in like Photoshop, like basic After Effects, like those core design programs, to understand their language before they...
All right, very good. John, thank you for sitting in the hot seat, taking some hot questions. Any last hot takes?
It's a bullet point, not hot takes, but I think important lessons, takes. That,
recommendations.
Recommendations for Q4. Goals. You gotta have a KPI. Otherwise, what are you doing or what are you trying to achieve? Understanding strategies are different than tactics, and having action plans are really important so that you can put things into motion and actually accomplish what you're trying to do. And then, thirdly, it's just like having daily and weekly touch points with your team to really understand the numbers, because things will adjust in Q4. They always do. Push where you can push and then decrease where you can decrease. But at the end of the day, it's all unit economics, baby. CAG.
Yeah. All right, there you have it. That's another episode of Burnrate Baristas. Thanks for watching, everyone.
Thanks.